All right, folks, we are live with the MMA Mainstream Podcast. I am James, as always, joined by my co-host, Kaelyn. And last week, UFC, of course, as always. Tomorrow, UFC, and tonight, Bellator. There's a lot going on. Did you catch last week's UFC fights?
Yes, but I was very distracted because I was... I went out of town to watch some Muay Thai fights.
That's right. Weekend. That's right. And how was that, by the way?
They were good. Our guys that we had fight, nobody won the championship, but one of our guys, Anthony, won his first fight, had to fight again the next day. Didn't get the win. He was pretty beat up from the first fight. It was a good fight. He did well, and our other guys lost their first round round of fights. So no one excelled to the next semifinals. So, but they were really good fights. A lot of other good fights that weren't our guys were really good also. That thing is huge. I've never been there, but they had 3 rings going at the same time.
Wow.
So. Oh my God, it was crazy because you would have 3 really crazy fights going on at the exact same time. I had no idea where to look.
Which one to go? Yeah.
No, it was insane. It's like it was enough Muay Thai action for one weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. A lot of fun, very exhausting.
It's like the Vans Warped Tour of Muay Thai. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm dating myself on that one. Yeah, I'm pretty old.
Yeah.
All right, the UFC happened last week. Those were some exciting fights. I did happen to catch them during the week. I didn't get a chance to watch them last weekend. But we'll start with our picks that we had. I had Polyana Botello versus Luana Carolina. I picked Carolina, and you picked Botello.
Yeah.
And I got the win on that one. Finally. Thank goodness. And that showed that it was on the main card, but it wasn't. It was on the prelims, but we did the pick, so talk about it anyways. Now, what tripped me out was Merab. I have a pronouncer, and I have Dvalishvili. I have a pronouncer, and I'm like, bleh. That dude's skill was off the hook. Like, he took it to Stamen. It was great. I thought he did a great job. I picked Cody, though, so you got the win on that one. For that fight going to decision. And then, actually, I'll take that back. We both picked Stamen.
Did we really?
We both did, yes.
I did.
Yes, we failed on that part. On the next fight, though, we had Sean Strickland going against Krzysztof Jotko. I picked Jotko. I lost. You got the win with picking Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this fight tripped me out because you have Elon Cutelaba, who is nicknamed the Hulk. He came out super aggressive at weigh-ins, overly aggressive. And it's like, you're not supposed to do that, right? Like, that's a no-no.
Yeah.
Well,
he especially after that other weigh-in where someone actually got a concussion from engaging in physical contact.
That was weird. I'm still about that. But he fought Dustin Jacoby, and they had a draw.
Yeah, so, it was a good fight though, and I guess it is a draw. I didn't have a problem with that. I agreed.
I didn't either.
I guess if it's gonna be a draw, that's a good fight to have a draw.
But the more exciting fights were these 2 fights.
Yes.
We had Giga. I had it written down. Chikadze. Thank you. I'm telling you, these pronouncers are helping me, but they're not. Like, I do it, and I thought I committed to memory. I was super wrong about that. Yeah, I screwed the pooch on that. But he looked great. That kick, to the liver. Oh,
yes. That's what he does. That's him.
I know that's his thing, but seeing it, and then I saw the replay, I was like, "Oh, why am I hurting?"
Exactly. I know.
Like, I'm feeling the pain. Like, man, Cub, sucks to be you, bro. Which sucks because I did pick Cub, and he lost.
Yep.
But the most epic elbow I've seen, second to Anderson Silva when he fought in Cage Rage, is the main event. Dominick Reyes versus Yuri Prochazka.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, what? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm moving on. I'm going on to the next.
Alrighty.
That was nuts. The way
That
he
was
came
great.
across with that back elbow.
Woo! Yes. That knockout was really great. I wasn't expecting that, but I
wasn't either. I was watching it at work, full disclosure. And I was like, I knew what happened. I saw the highlights the night it happened.
You just have to watch it again, though.
I grabbed one of my coworkers. I was like, "Oh, dude, watch this. And none of my coworkers are really fight fans. There are a few, but I don't really see them that often. But like all the people I had around me, I was like, "Oh, watch this." Oh, man, and he picked apart Reyes. To me, after watching that, I was like, wow. Reyes, who looked so good against John Jones and didn't get the win, but he looked great.
God, isn't that strange?
And
that's so strange to me.
Got him.
Yeah.
It was definitely a trip.
Man, I don't know.
But Reyes didn't back down, so I give him all the credit in the world. And one thing that tripped me out was Prochazka he kept his hands down. And I imagine that was to draw him in, but I'm I feel like he took some unnecessary damage.
Yeah, but I guess it wasn't really that much damage.
I mean, he got the win. He looked good, even if he did take damage. Yeah. He still looked awesome.
Yeah, he did.
That was a trip. It was a great fight.
Yeah, and I was like, Dominick Reyes, ever since that fight with John Jones, I had like higher expectations for him. I don't know what's going on with him or what's up, but
he looked good, but the striking of Yuri was just too much.
Yeah.
He just kept catching him.
Maybe
and he finally got him.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. I watched that a few times.
It was a really exciting fight. So, props for that main event. It's crazy how I mean, from what I've been noticing a lot with the UFC is like you have some fights and it develops, but then those main events, those upper 3 or 2 or 3 fights,
doing pretty well.
Yeah, look fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, and of course it's the UFC, so we have another fight night. Mm-hmm. This time led by women, which I'm excited about, but we'll get to that shortly. But we'll start at the bottom of the main card with Amanda Revis versus Angela Hill, number 11 versus number 12 in the strawweight division.
God, man, Angela.
There she goes again.
So good. Angela's so good. She's just so far down there in the rankings. It sucks. And she fights at least like 3 times a year, if that more. I think during COVID she fought 5 times in 1 year, 2020.
Jeez.
She's good, but man, I just want her to get back up there in the rankings. I expect her to win this one, though.
Do you expect her to win this? That's who your pick is?
So. Yep.
All right. I'll mark you down on that one then.
I always go for her.
That you do. Then I will be the foil. I will pick Amanda Revis because she's coming off a loss. I expect her to be itching to get the win, and hopefully she does.
Angela Hill's coming off of a win recently against Ashley Yoder. And also, but Amanda, I don't know too much about her. I just know that when she fought Paige Van Zandt, she submitted her really quick. Like, I think it was like round 1 or something. And I didn't know about her until then, but now I guess she's around. I wonder how good she can be against Angela Hill. I'm expecting her to lose. I'm expecting her to get knocked out or a TKO, actually.
Well, Hill does have quite the advantage in the way of experience. But I'll just take Revis. Why not? I'll go for it, and you take Hill. If Hill knocks her out, you can rub it in all you want. Yes. Be like, you're an idiot.
If Hill loses, I'm gonna cry.
I don't think I've ever cried after watching a fight, like from happiness. But I mean, I imagine one day it'll happen. One day. Moving up the card, we have Diego Ferreira and Gregor Gillespie. Ferreira missed weight. And I
He
want to say it was the
missed weight.
second time he missed weight.
It was almost 5 pounds he missed weight by. I think it was like 4.5 or something like that. Oh my gosh.
Gregor was down to fight, so he
I like that.
he accepted the 30% from the fight purse of Diego, and so the fight will be taking place.
Good, because this
Diego's
fight
coming
card
off a loss.
a million cancellations or
dropouts. Was it Ben Rothwell?
Ben Rothwell, his fight got canceled.
Yeah,
His
Ben Rothwell
is ill or whatever happened to him. Don't know.
Yep. And then you had
Ryan Benoit.
Benoit, yeah.
Was going to collapse up there on the scale, so he had to go.
That was super scary when you sent me that video. That was, man, I know it happens. I've been lucky enough to never seen it happen when I've covered weigh-ins or been at weigh-ins for local fights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I never got to see that, because that is a very scary situation, and you don't want to see anybody.
I guess maybe because it's UFC, your coaches are like, okay, man, let's just get to the weigh-ins and get this over with, so then we can figure it out. But man, dude, these guys are on scale.
But there are also safer ways to do that.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of guys have been doing this long enough that they know the safe way to do it, and they just need to do it that way.
Sometimes it just doesn't work like it used to. Maybe he's used to doing it a certain way, and all of a sudden, like, oh my gosh, the pounds didn't come off. But
then he should go, because he was trying to make flyweight, and he was off by 3 pounds. He should just go up, just go up weight.
Flyweight's too small for any guy, I think. Man, if you have to cut weight to make this, like, don't do it.
And this might sound terrible, but I mean, I'm pretty sure midgets can make that. So I would be down to watch some midget fights.
What are you saying? Their fights have been replaced by midgets?
I'm sorry. Little people. Hell yeah. That would be awesome. I'd be all over that.
Yeah, that's the wrestling fan in you.
It really is. It really is.
It shows.
Little people doing anything is fun to me. Oh man. God. You ever seen midget tossing?
No, but I've been to circus before.
Fun.
Pretty close.
You grab that midget and you're like, here we go. They're a lot heavier than you think, though. I just got to put that out there.
I don't know. Maybe they'll do boxing next. I hear that's pretty hot nowadays.
Oh, that is. There's actually a wrestler who competed in midget little people. I keep saying midget. I don't know if that's okay. Little people boxing. And the dude he fought destroyed him. It was awesome. Yeah, he went in there and just started. Like, it didn't look like there was any real technical skill, but it was more like a tough man contest. Yeah, so they didn't need skill.
There probably wasn't any technical skill in that one.
And then you would have seen me going, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be there with your popcorn, I'm sure.
Popcorn, maybe smuggling some candy. Just don't tell anybody. Heck yeah, buddy. All right. So between these two, who do you pick?
Man, probably Gregor Gillespie. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go for him. He's pretty tough. He usually
right.
He's pretty wild. I like him.
You know what? I will take him as well, just because.
He has a pretty good. I don't know if his record there, 13-1. I think his only loss was to Kevin Lee, in 2019. So I guess it's been a while since I think that was his last fight. I think I could be wrong on that. He did lose to Kevin Lee in 2019, but I'm not sure when the last time he fought was.
Well, I'm picking Gregor because Ferrer should be ashamed of himself for not making weight. You're professional. You're supposed to do this. Not like he cares.
He's all healthy and able.
Not like he cares what I think one bit, but that's my reasoning for it. So that's what we're going to go with. Continuing up the card, we have Maurice Green versus Marcos. I'm not sure if this is like super Brazilian, so I'll just say it. Let's see. He is Brazilian. So Marcos Agerio de Lima. And man, they're big boys, that's for sure. Heavyweight. Interesting.
Green is very tall.
to me, really interesting experience because you have Maurice Green, who's 9-6. I don't feel like there's really anybody in the UFC competing that has that type of record. Usually, a person has more wins.
I mean, these guys are heavy. What do you expect? This guy, Maurice Green, came off of the Ultimate Fighter, one of the seasons on there. Forgot what season, but so he does have some experience. But yeah, I mean, with heavyweight, you never know.
He has the height advantage definitely by 6 inches.
And hey, you know what? Marcos Rogerio also competed on the Ultimate Fighter, the Brazil version. And I think he competed in Strikeforce as well.
Dang, taking it back. I miss Strikeforce. Strikeforce was awesome. Just a random side note. You have Green with the reach advantage of 82 inches over Marcos' 75. And he also has the leg reach advantage. But he likes going for subs, apparently. Huh. That's a total mix.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to go for Marcos Rogerio, though. Based off experience, I think. Yeah. I think he's going to get this one.
He fights from Brazil. I will do the same. Because all that experience has to equate to something.
Yeah, and I think Maurice Green, his last fight was against Greg Hardy. Got TKO'd, I believe.
And Maurice Green's nickname is the Crochet Boss. I don't know how I feel about that as a MMA nickname.
Yeah, I remember they were making fun of that on The Ultimate Fighter because he's like a sweet guy. So wouldn't expect it. Well, I think he actually does. He was doing some kind of crochet work while he was on.
It'd be really awesome if he crocheted like something like stupid, violent, and crazy.
That would be funny.
That would be great. That'd be. You could hang out with violent Bob Ross.
He would have knit him something and then hand it to him at weigh-ins. That would have been great, like a scarf or something.
That would have been epic.
Yeah.
I definitely approve of that. Moving up the card, we have Neal Magney versus Jeff Neal. Number 9 versus number 10 in the welterweight division. Magney's been there for a long time.
So is Jeff Neal, though, actually. Oh, well, looking at the record, yeah, you're right. But Jeff Neal has a lot of good wins over some big names. I know he has a lot. He got a win over Bilal Muhammad, also Mike Perry and Nico Price. So he's pretty good. Neal Magney, though, he's been around for a while, too. So I don't know about this one.
A minute. I don't know either. Fight record, I mean, that is what sells me the most. Both of them are coming off losses.
Yeah, Jeff Neal, I think his loss was to Stephen Thompson. So that's a pretty big.
That's a big game. That's a really good loss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Magney has the 5-inch reach advantage, and he also has the leg reach advantage. Man.
Yeah, his reach. And then Neal Magney lost to Michael Chiesa, I think was his last one.
Well, Chiesa has been on like a hot streak. He's been doing really well for himself.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he has. I'm excited
to see him fight
again.
I will take Magney on this.
I'm going with Jeff Neal.
I'm going with Neal. All right. And then when I regret it, I'm going to be really upset. And I'm going to tweet at Neal Magney and be like, you let me down, dude. Forget your family. Forget all your other fans. You let me down. Like, that's really going to matter.
Like, he cares.
All right. And then now we have Donald Cerrone, who is a huge fan favorite, who was actually supposed to take on Diego Sanchez. But Diego has new management and went crazy. And so now Cerrone is fighting against Alex Morano.
I guess. I don't know who Alex Morano is, and I don't know anything about him.
I don't know anything about him. His nickname's Great White. His record is 18-7 with one no contest. He's gonna be hungry for a win, especially over a name like Donald Cerrone. And Donald Cerrone, 36-15 with 2 no contests. Homeboy's been fighting for a long time.
A
He's ranked number
very
15.
long time.
Alex isn't ranked. I know he's going to be wanting it, but yet I have to go with the vet. I'm going to take
Really?
Donald Cerrone.
Man, I'll go for him too, just because I want him to win. I'm
want
tired
him
of
to
seeing
win
him
as well.
lose. I'm so tired of seeing him lose. I was way more excited for the Diego Sanchez fight because they're both like, that's like the perfect fight. I kind of thought maybe Cerrone would have been like, that's his last fight, and Diego Sanchez, like, that would have been a cool one to finally, watch.
And
But
cap his career in the UFC.
yeah, both of them,
Well,
I don't know
his
how many more
manager
fights.
did that for him, so.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is on their contract or how many more fights they actually have. But man, that Diego Sanchez would have been a really good one. I honestly don't care about this other guy, so I'm gonna go for Cerrone.
Yeah, I mean, it's great they were able to find
We'll
somebody short notice to replace Sanchez, but it sucks that we really don't know anything about him. I just expect this guy. I really expect him to come out ready to fight because this is a huge opportunity for him. It's almost, with the exception. It's almost like a Rocky situation, but just no title on the line.
Yeah,
it's a great opportunity for him. But we both take Donald Cerrone because it's Cowboy. He's badass, so why not?
Yeah, I just don't want to see Cowboy being used as a placeholder,
Yeah, and unfortunately, it seems like that's happened a lot recently in his fights.
Yes.
So hopefully, he can shake that and get the W. And now we move on to the main event. We have Marina Rodriguez, number 6, against the karate hottie herself, Michelle Watterson. And
what do you think about this one? I don't know.
I'm going to pick Michelle Watterson because, one, her name's the karate hottie, and she is very pretty.
Veteran. She's been around for a long time. She's better.
Her record is 18-8, which that's also another driving factor for me. But Marina Rodriguez does have the better ranking.
Yes.
She has a 3-inch reach advantage over her and a leg reach advantage. Yeah, I'm still good. I'll go with the karate hottie herself.
Yeah, I'm going to go through based on her experience. She's been around for a long time.
You're picking the karate hottie as well?
Yeah. To be honest, her fights are just, they're not that entertaining to me. I love her, don't get me wrong, and I'm not hating on her. It's just the fights. I just kind of feel like I know how it's going to go. I've never seen her finish anyone, memorable.
That's actually what I was going to mention.
It's going to be a decision, I bet.
They call her the karate hottie, and yet, so karate being a striking discipline, she has 50% of her wins by submission and 33 by decision, with only 17 by knockout or TKO. Man,
she is good. She has really great striking, though. I just wish there was
but she
more
needs
power.
to use it then.
Well, no, so she does. So here's the thing: she does. It's just I never see her have enough power to actually finish someone on the feet, though. I'd like to see her knock someone out, but man, she strikes so good. I just wish there was more power behind. I'm just talking shit, but I want to see her. I want to see her finish someone. It would make me a lot more happier, and it'd be way more entertaining because it would do her justice for how good she actually is. I just want to see it. I just want to see her finish someone. I want to see her knock someone out.
I think it'd be dope if she landed a roundhouse kick just straight to her dome and just put her down. I think that'd be epic. That'd be nice. That would look amazing on a highlight reel. But yeah, I doubt that'll happen. I am still going to take her based off of her experience. Mm-hmm. And I feel like she's ranked number 9. Hopefully she
fought the best though.
There's the reason why she is number 9, but she probably wants to achieve more. So hopefully she'll have that motivation to take out Marina Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's always saying that. I've had such high hopes for her also, and every time I'm like, okay, it's another decision. All right, man. We'll see.
I know that I used to get like that with George St. Pierre fights. Like, he's gonna be awesome. He's gonna be awesome. Oh, great, a decision.
Out.
Cool.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. Discussed the fights that were dropped. This fight card has a lot of problems,
From the
but
beginning, the very beginning, it's had issues.
hopefully it's on point now, and we can move on, and we're good because I believe weigh-ins already happened, so we're good. Hopefully nothing happens between today and tomorrow, because if something does, I'm going to be super depressed. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If Dana White had hair, he'd be pulling it out right now.
I think that's why he doesn't have hair. I think he's been doing that forever.
And then he's all sponsored by Headblade. No. All right. Bellator is happening tonight. Now, we all are, well, I'm disappointed. I imagine you're disappointed too, because it was a fight we were talking about and we were excited to see, but it's not happening. Yoel Romero versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. That fight fell through, but Anthony Johnson is competing on the card.
Still excited to see him fight, though.
I am too, because it's been a minute, and it's going to be nice to see a lot of these guys that we are used to competing on the card. But first, we're going to start with Juan Archuleta versus Sergio Perez. Archuleta is the current bantamweight champion, and Sergio is going to compete for that title. You know what? I'm going to go with the champ.
Going to get it.
I do too. You pick the champ as well because he's the champ. There's a reason why he's the champ. I don't know if Sergio. I don't know if Sergio has enough in his toolbox to beat him.
I don't know, but I'm expecting Archuleta to get that one.
Same here. Completely agree. Anthony Johnson versus Jose Augusto.
Mm-hmm.
I got to pick Johnson purely based on records, because Augusto looks like he has it's another Rocky situation like against Cerrone. It's a huge opportunity for a younger guy to get a win over a familiar name. But I'm going to pick Anthony Johnson.
I'm going to pick him too, just off his UFC experience. He's fought some of the best. So
he's fought a lot of top names, and he's fought different weight classes, because who knows what weight he can make at the time.
He's fought in like all of the weight classes.
If he can make flyweight, I bet he probably would have fought there too.
Jeez.
All right, but this is also part of the light heavyweight World Grand Prix, so that's continuing that. Moving down the card, we have a lightweight feature fight with Patricki Pitbull versus Peter Qualley.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude's from Ireland, and I'm Scotch-Irish, and I can't even pronounce that.
Oh, man.
But we have Pitbull with 21-8 against Peter, who is 12-5-1. I got to go with the Pitbull.
Me too. Yep.
Well, on this last one, we have to pick differently, or else it's going to be a tie. We're probably going to pick the same. Yeah. We got Michael Page. We got Michael Page, who is, man, he has just made quite the career for himself in Bellator. He's looking great. Yeah. Almost every fight's a highlight fight for him.
It is. I know. It's true.
18-1 versus Derek Anderson, who is 17-3. I got to go Michael Page.
Me too.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, it happens. It happens. That is the card for Bellator that is happening tonight. It's happening. It's going on. The prelims are going on right now. Yep. But when we wrap our show, it'll probably be on shortly after. It's on Showtime. So check it out, folks. Bellator's been putting on some great cards lately. And they also announced that they were going to be having fans soon. I didn't get a chance to really look into that story. But for them, soon enough, they will be having fans in attendance. I think the UFC really opened up the floodgates for people to be like, okay, let's test the water. Let's do this.
I think they need a couple more with fans, and then it'll be like, okay, why isn't everybody else doing it? Right now, I think people are still sketched out about it, and I think UFC doesn't have fans this weekend. They're in the Apex Center, so they're not gonna. Well, they do have. They
only had them for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So.
Right. No. Yeah. I know they usually have some celebrities that always get in there. But I think maybe after with the months of June and July coming up with so many good fights and International Fight Week in Vegas, that's got to be huge. That I think for sure, at least after that, everything should be, fans in the seats out there for all the organizations. I hope, but I already kind of feel like things are getting back to normal. We're gonna start seeing more of that.
Thank goodness. Speaking of fans, 559 Fights. It totally dawned on me right now, but I forgot to mention it last week. 559 Fights announced that they are going to be returning, and they are going to have fans in the stands. And so that's for those in Central California where we are located. That's awesome. Like, this is the first time we've heard about it. They've continued to have fights because there haven't really been any pro shows. Well, no, what I mean by that is there haven't really been any pro shows within the past few years except for whoever shows up to the Save Mart Center. Tachi Palace Fights hasn't ran for quite some time. Yeah. But it's nice that we have 559 Fights coming back. I really look forward to it. I can't wait to see what they put together. And yeah, I'm stoked.
I've never been to a 559 fight before.
I've always seen highlights. They do a really good job.
Is it?
They do a good. The fights are well done. Like, the fight card is well built, and then they do grappling matches also, and that's really entertaining. I'm being a fan of grappling. I really do enjoy it. I can't wait for them to make their full comeback, but that should be happening next month.
Compared to Tachi Palace fights, what would you say is better? I used to go to the Tachi Palace fights all the time, and I love those.
To me, it's like comparing apples and oranges because Tachi had pros. So
you're right.
You have guys that are ideally that would take it seriously because Tachi Palace Fights was the feeder system to a lot of these bigger shows.
Yeah.
And 559 Fights was the feeder to that.
I got you.
But you had more guys, I felt like, that took fighting at Tachi Palace seriously compared to 559 Fights. That doesn't mean the fighters don't take it seriously, but yeah. That's exactly it. Exactly.
A little more skill, probably.
Yeah, but although I will say this, at Tachi Palace Fights, I did see a dude take a timeout during the fight, which I had never seen before. I've never seen since, and it blew my mind. And I'm watching the fights, and I'm like, I look at the other media guys, and I'm like, did this seriously just happen?
Wow.
Like, I'm not tripping, right?
He's like, hold on.
He was like timeout.
He called timeout.
He called timeout.
What did the ref do?
It was like, okay.
He said okay.
Yeah, and he took a moment. That fight,
what about his opponent? He's like, all right, cool, take your time.
I was like, might as well, like, I can get a breather in. Cool.
Oh my God, that's the worst thing I ever heard.
All bad, but it's Tachi Palace, and they still, like, when they put on fights, they put on really epic fights. I miss Tachi Palace Fights. I wish they would come back soon.
Yeah,
but
those were fun.
But for now, you know what? Hey, we got something. We're getting 559 Fights, so I'm pumped about that. I'm glad to hear that they're back. All right, now we had the PFL happen yesterday, so we're talking about it today. It happens. Fabricio Verdum was on the card, and that fight didn't go his way. Excuse me. He said that his opponent Ferreira tapped, and so he backed off, but then the referee didn't stop it, so Ferreira knocked him out.
Oh my God. So did you watch it? Did you see what?
I did not happen to catch it. I did not, unfortunately.
I'm just wondering if the ref was just like, no, man, I didn't see it and didn't do anything. And then, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's probably the case.
I'll have to go back and watch that. I'm just wondering if the tap was, did he like feel him tapping and he's like, okay, cool. Or I don't know.
Yeah, right. That's exact. Yeah. I don't know, but you and I will probably watch it and be like, oh,
I want to check that out.
And then moving down,
that's like Verdum.
It does, because it's Fabricio Verdum. He's a highly touted fighter. He's competed literally everywhere.
Yes,
he beat Fedor. Everyone. That's all that matters. He beat Fedor. I don't care who else he beat in his career. He beat Fedor, which I love. Fedor.
Don't talk about Fedor like that.
I know, right? Right. And I love Fedor. Fedor's the man.
Me too. I have
All
so
right.
many Fedor shirts.
Right? Yeah. All right. This chick scares the bejesus out of me. Kayla Harrison. She beat her opponent, and then she proceeded to cut a promo that it was her, like, basically it was like her coming out party. Like, she will destroy any and everybody. The two-time Olympic gold medalist. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, every time.
Frightening. Like, Amanda Nunes, like, she smiles in her fight. She's dangerous. Don't get me wrong. She smiles in her fights, or she smiles in general. I don't feel like Harrison ever smiles. I wonder if she grimaced when she won the gold. She was just like, "This isn't good enough. I want all the medals."
Yeah. No, I watched it wasn't a documentary. It's just like one of those, UFC has those like embedded episodes where they talk about just a little bit about them.
I love those shows. I think they're so great.
Too. I get so emotionally invested in the fight after watching those.
Like they sell me on some guy. Like I'm like, I don't care about, and I know he's gonna lose, but I'm like, hey, he has a chance.
You're like, okay.
He has a chance. I'm like, I believe it. But
Kayla Harrison is huge. She's a very big human being for a lady, but man, she's tough. I don't know what Amanda Nunes. I don't know how heavy she gets. I don't think Amanda Nunes can even come close. I don't think so.
I know Harrison made the comments that she wants to fight her. I don't know if where they could even meet for a catch weight.
145. But
you think Harrison can make that? Because I don't know what she's fighting at, because she's big.
I don't know.
That's no offense, but
does she? I mean, depends how big she is when she's not 155. I don't know. That's why I think even if she did get down to 145, I don't think I feel like she might have a little more power than Amanda. That would be a great fight to eventually see one day.
Well, she is a judoka, so her throws would be nuts.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. She might throw her out of the cage. That'd be awesome.
I don't even know who could even compete with her right now. I have no idea who's next for her.
I don't know either, but I'm looking forward to it. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. And then the last fight we're going to talk about for the PFL was a heavyweight fight between Mohammed Usman, who is the bigger brother. Yeah, he's younger, but he's bigger because he's fighting a heavyweight, to Kamaru Usman. And Mohammed Usman actually has a tie to the Central Valley, to Central California. He fought his first 3 fights at the Tachi Palace.
No way.
Yes. So
how long ago was this?
Well, he's about 10 fights in, so it was a few years, like a while back.
Okay.
Yeah, he won his first 2 fights in like less than 2 minutes. Ooh. And then his third fight, he won in the first round, but it was later in the round. It was almost the end of the round he won.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of us Central Valley folks got to see him, before, and we all also knew that, this is Usman's brother. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's see what he has. And
I didn't even know this guy existed.
It's okay when you look up his fight stuff online. There's not really anything except for PFL now because they talked about him. But unfortunately, he lost, and so yeah, it is what it is. But he's going to keep on. It's so interesting
that Usman has a brother that is also fighting. I didn't know that.
And that is apparently a giant, so that's cool.
That's cool. I like that. I'm going to definitely look out for more of his fights. Then that would be really cool.
See, their next fight card is going to be on June 10th. And was it Clarissa Shields will be competing. She is the highly touted boxer that is making her making her way into mixed martial arts. She's appeared on the Joe Rogan podcast. She's been training out of Jackson Winklejohn out of, I want to say, Albuquerque still.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Archie actually just responded. He says, Kamaru Usman was at Tachi Palace Fights to see his brother. Remember? Of course I remember. He's always there to support his brother. But I was just noting that Muhammad had competed locally. But thank you for the heads up, Archie. I appreciate it. Oh, man. But Shields competing, that's going to be really interesting. Me and you have seen some of her training videos.
Yeah, I don't know what I thought about those. And trust me, I'm not an MMA fighter, but
True.
I don't know. I'm very anxious to see what she can do. I don't know who she's fighting, but I hope it's not like a mismatch. You know, I hope they bring her up the right way instead of throwing her in there. You know, that'd be a shame.
I do have a feeling that she might, because she's new to MMA as compared to boxing, she might go to her bread and butter and try to just outbox her. And I think might be the downfall.
That's cool too. I mean, you got to have that as well. I just hope she has the defense for those takedowns.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. She's so young. I think she's 26. She's got so long to figure this out anyways.
She's got lots of time. Yeah, she really does. But, you know, we'll see on June 10th how she does, because that's a fight I'm very interested in seeing. So I will definitely set the DVR for that. And then one more thing that we really have to talk about is the Underground Fight Series. We talk about it all the time, of course, but that's because people are interested and we want people to know about it. And if they want to participate, they can contact any of us. They can go to the undergroundfightseries.com and sign up. It's happening June 6th at, I believe, Halo Jiu-Jitsu still. Nothing has really changed. So, yeah, we're still good there. I'm looking forward to it. I actually need to request a time off from work. I've been spacing on it.
Oh.
So I really look forward to attending that and seeing what happens in those grappling matches, because those are super exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need to get you out there so you can finally check it out. And then because you're a striker, you can be like, this is dumb.
Man, no, I do. I will be there. I want to watch it. I wanted to go to the first one, but I couldn't. But this one, I'm definitely going to make a plan to actually go there and watch it. I think it'd be really cool.
It's a great time. You can be hanging out with Archie, myself, and Tom. We have a great time. So definitely come by and check it out. Kaelyn, do you got anything else for us on this episode?
I don't. Nope.
You don't? Neither do I. That is it for us this week. Thank you for joining us, folks. And we will see you next time on the MMA Mainstream Podcast. Later.